Hello there, happy Easter, and welcome to Compass on this Easter Sunday. I do hope you're enjoying this special time with family and friends. Here's a story that will probably surprise you and may make you smile. It's about a marvellous link between horses and humans. It's being applied to an innovative therapy program that's proving a successful alternative to traditional counselling methods, for some at least. Supported by the Uniting Church, the scheme is working with bushfire victims, troubled children and prisoners too. We're about to witness a very special moment. This 800-kilogram horse is deciding whether or not to give its total trust to a complete stranger.
And breathe. Everything just into your boots. That's good. How are you feeling now? Much better. She's right there. Well done. Turn around. Give her a bit more water. Still caught up.
It's a lovely feeling when you feel that horse connect with you and feel safe and lower its head and breathe and relax.
And he comes up to you, you turn around and there's the bloody horse right there. It's going, oh, how cool is this?
Right there. Pushing it. Hi.
This remarkable emotional connection between human and horse is more than just a feel-good exercise.
Well done.
It's being used as therapy.
Extra steps.
In the wake of the horrific Black Saturday bushfires, it appears horses are healing what humans can't.
I did see a psychologist just after the fires. It didn't help. I wasn't being able to sleep because I couldn't relax, I couldn't calm down. I ended up not being able to read.
What started as a program to heal troubled adolescents has grown to include bushfire victims and even prison inmates. They all appear to benefit from the same lessons.
And that's what Horses for Hope is teaching us, like understanding the horse, and it helps us understand ourselves as well.
Come on, Colin, you could have crash tackled him by now.
Tiffany Peverell and Colin Emerson are the founders and principal operators of Horses for Hope.
I would describe it as troubled horses and troubled people working together for the learning and the healing of both.
I come from a horse training background and I've always worked with horses that have difficulties, so that was my main interest, and Colin was working with children. And so we sort of brought it together basically as a test run, and we're still going.
That was 6 years ago. Since then, Horses for Hope, a not-for-profit organisation supported by the Uniting Church and based in Victoria, has over 300 participants a year.
Okay. Most of the people that we see in the program are having difficulty with emotional regulation.
Good girl.
I felt like I was shutting down to everything. I felt like I couldn't talk to people or relate to people.
Ashley Valkenberg was 18 when she witnessed her close-knit community of Kinglake decimated by the Black Saturday bushfires.
For a year or so after the fires, I was like, there's nothing wrong, I'm not going to be one of those people that, break down, but in reality I actually was.
Pretty unsightly.
It was Ashley's skittish new horse Pip that exposed her true trauma.
When I got her, just when it came down to floating, she wouldn't get on a float. She'd, charge off a float like at a bull at a gate.
Ashley had heard about a program that helped troubled horses, so she signed up for a session. She quickly discovered that not only was her horse in crisis, so was she.
The yard on the first day, she was jumping around, getting herself in a sweat, because I'd be the one that was sitting there shaking, not realising, and I was blaming it on her and not realising it was me that was really the problem.
That's it. Like a minute. Good.
Ashley and Pip have now been attending horse therapy sessions for 2 years.
Keep it going.
Yeah, because that's necessary.
Bit of attitude there.
Today, under the guidance of program assistant Alison, Ashley's working on understanding how putting on a brave face and bottling up her emotions is counterproductive.
It doesn't matter if your outside is completely calm and looks nice and calm, but the inside is just racing 100 miles an hour. The horse goes, no, I'm sorry, you've got to try harder.
She's not listening to your body, paying attention, use your rope.
You can't lie to horses. They can feel everything that's going on. They're a bit like dolphins with legs. They know what's going on.
When you're ready, eyes off, turn away. Just stop there. Good. How are you feeling at the moment?
I have a headache.
The horse will not approach if there's any sense of tension, aggression, even anxiety. So there has to be a whole range of management of self for this to happen.
No.
That's right.
Ashley has to concentrate hard on reducing her inner hidden anxiety.
And then to be able to drop down into a very calm state that is very genuine. If it's not genuine, Pip will just walk away.
All I want you to do is take a couple of steps to the side.
Horse therapy has helped Ashley recognise how suppressing her emotions affected her life.
I was studying a degree in conservation biology and ecology at La Trobe, and I was really, really struggling. And I got to the point where I ended up not being able to read. I ended up being trying to read a page, 10 times over and not even remembering what the first word was. And, that really impacted me a lot because, I couldn't study anymore.
All I want you to do is take a couple of steps over to the side.
Kind of had to reteach myself basically how to read again, but it was really Horse for Hope that did that because they'd give me the skills to be able to to bring my heart rate down, to bring my emotions down, that I could actually double that, just replicate that to even just reading a book.
Give her a reward.
And being able to do that sort of thing again, to be able to study again and being able to, just be successful again.
That's better with her head.
The horse looks inside, sees who we are and what's going on inside us, and it makes the horse a perfect tool for the engagement of people and the working through of issues for them. So that stuff that you stepped into the yard and were able to switch on and bring on, is it there? Is it there in other situations where they start to come up and you go, I can do something?
Yeah, quite often.
Quite often?
Get into a bit of an argument or a dispute with anyone, or even my mum, I can deal with that. Whereas before, I'd storm away and I'd stay angry and I'd just stay angry. And I can actually even show her more affection that I've probably never been able to do, especially since the fires. I just felt like I was disconnected to everybody.
I remember that.
Ashley's younger sister Karen also discovered after the bushfires that Horses for Hope gave her a lifeline she was unaware she needed.
She's a big suck.
She is a big suck.
Losing, one of my best friends at the time, it was really, really hard, and my friends at the time didn't understand that. They didn't understand what I was going through. I did see a psychologist just after the fires. It didn't help, and I'm lucky I found Horses for Hope because, I used to go there and, not talk, but eventually when I did start talking, I was able to write down what I was feeling, and it's helped so much. And if it wasn't for them, I would still be in the dark, with dealing with my emotions, and I'd still have that brick wall up trying to fight against it.
Horses helped sisters Karen and Ashley unlock their emotions so they could start to recover.
It's like therapy. We've gotten so much out of it. 3 years ago, I would not be able to sit down and have a conversation with you because I just mentally could not string a sentence together that made sense. So now I can actually think about what I'm going to say because I relax and I breathe. So.
Colin and Tiff's unique horse therapy program was inspired by their own traumas. 6 years ago, Colin suffered a brain hemorrhage. 4 years ago, Tiff was badly injured in a hit and run.
When something traumatic like that happens, everything starts to shut down, and it was horses and animals that actually made me open back up. It also made me understand how important they can be to healing, not only physically but mentally.
Part psychology, part horse whispering, Colin and Tiff's methodology is based on world-famous horseman Monty Roberts' techniques. Combining Monty's methods with their own experience, Colin and Tiff have developed a good understanding of what happens to humans and horses when confronted with trauma.
One is that they're shut down, and shut down to feelings and shut down to emotions and shut down to conversations. The other one that we often see is that people go into a hyperstate, so go into flight mode, if you like. If we were describing it in horse terms, it's flight mode.
In human terms, flight mode includes anger, aggression and burying yourself in work. Kinglake farmer Rowan Francis regularly works 70-hour weeks. His family have convinced a somewhat reluctant Rowan to try a session with Colin.
Well, I suppose my wife figures I might have some issues. I don't know.
Some of Rowan's issues stem from February the 9th, 2009, the day the wind changed.
The scariest part is when it went pitch black. I mean, it was black as soot, black as night, and you couldn't see anything. I had no idea where the fire was. I had no idea whether it was still down the side of the mountain or whether it was right there at the fence or whatever. I had no idea. Because the wind was blowing at about 120 kilometres an hour. And in a split second, the wind changed, and basically it creates this whole vortex with the heat and everything going up and not having enough oxygen, so it just starts dragging all this air in from in front of it. And that's what happened. It just sort of took my legs out from underneath me and dropped me on my bum on the grass there.
Rowan was lucky. He and his family survived, but their farm was ruined. 9,000 blackberry and blueberry plants, their livelihood for 2 years, gone.
Like all good farmers, we're supreme optimists, and this will be the year this year. We'll pick up some good fruit. So, yeah.
In the middle of the yard, and if he wants to come to you, he's got to go away. Okay.
Once again, Colin's going to use horse therapy to expose Rowan's true self, to help him see how his behaviours might be affecting his family. Step 1, establish leadership.
There you go.
Rowan's job is to convince Tommy he's the leader.
Just push him off.
To do that, Rowan has to act like the dominant horse in the paddock.
Drop down again. A leader is never the strongest and most aggressive horse. It is the wisest horse in the herd, if you like. And size doesn't matter. It's got to be our decision. Good. Okay. Now we're going to turn him around once, okay? So swap hands, drop your body a bit.
In a herd, a lead horse that's might be teaching a young horse that it's done the wrong thing, it'll chase it out of the herd. And then when it can show that it's listening, the leader will turn its back and invite the horse back into the herd. It does look like they're turning their bum on them like they're going to kick, but they're actually inviting them in.
No, we're going to invite him. His head's down. Turn around.
Come on.
Eyes off him now. And drop. And wait. It doesn't matter how long this takes, okay? Breathe. Breathe. Beautiful. Turn around. And give him that reward. Slow hands, remember? Slow hands.
Who's a good boy?
Tommy now accepts Rowan as a safe leader. As a herd animal, he's finely tuned to sense who's safe and who isn't.
They can hear your heartbeat up to 10 metres away. They smell adrenaline. They can see every nerve in your body moving.
They can observe our skin. They know if we're relaxed or tense. They'll monitor our breathing. So that's why we can't lie to them.
The moment Tommy senses Rowan's not safe,
Don't swing the rope.
he stops following.
Just keep going. Now just come back across us, Rowan.
Hey.
Just walk across that. Eyes down. Slow, relax, relax, relax. One of the things that we teach everybody is to understand how it is that a horse can hold a mirror to who we are and what we're feeling. So you can't just walk up to one of those horses. They're going to go, what's going on with you? I know what's going on, and unless you're calm, I'm not coming anywhere near you. Football move.
What we try and do is teach people to control their emotion. Just try and understand what your emotion's doing and what it's projecting. You know, if your body's all big and strong because you're having a hard day, if you can learn to just relax that, just your presence can actually make a difference to how people react to you.
So when you're around him,
Yep.
and probably when you're around everybody, just watch. Watch what's going on inside.
All right.
All right, because there is this speed or something with which you move and which you act, or a level of something.
Intensity.
Intensity is probably a good word. Mm-hmm. It's exactly opposite to what you need for him, and I suspect opposite of what's good to have around all the time anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Intensity is not necessarily a healthy thing to have around a lot. And then just bringing back to us. And just stop about there. And look where he stopped. And he sneaked up. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. See that? Give him a nice reward. Slow down. That's it. Slow down. Good.
You ought to be in pictures. Come here. You know you like the cat.
It's a lovely feeling for anybody in the yard there when you feel that horse connect with you and feel safe and lower its head and breathe and relax. It's just a lovely, lovely state. All right, that's good. All right.
To make the horse do what you want it to do, and then to turn around and just, do the thing, and he comes up to you, you turn around and there's the bloody horse right there. It's, oh, how cool's this?
What we're asking people to do is actually to tune into the horse and themselves.
Yep.
All right, so... And I reckon each time you do, you probably extend your life by 15 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So, seriously. No, do you know
15 minutes, yeah.
Colin and Tiff's sessions have been so successful, they're now being used with prison inmates about to be released back into the community.
Nice job. Turn round, give him a reward.
As well as individual sessions,
Stick together.
Stick together, talk, don't lose her.
the prisoners must also learn to work as a group.
What the guys are doing, trying to work together as a group with a united sense of providing the horse safety and a sense of leadership to enable the horse to want to follow them through an obstacle course. As soon as they become uncertain about it, or there's a bit of differing views in the group or whatever, the horse just stops and will not do it because she says, I can't follow that. I have to follow a safe, calm, strong leader who knows what they're doing. Okay, so this is an extreme sense of group work.
Belle, the horse, will expose whether the prisoners really are in agreement or just pretending.
The group had become a little active and had lost concentration on what they were doing, and Belle stepped back from them. So they're now trying to get her to invite her to move forward a little bit to the group. She's very sensitive to what's going on in the group and will move back and move away if things aren't right.
The program they develop some trust. They drop their guard a little bit and show emotion. And the prisoners, which I've seen, which have participated and completed the program, there've been a big change in their attitude, their behaviour, and the way they see themselves, in their future.
Yeah. So, did you surprise yourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think like Belle would follow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
She did.
If you get it right, it's amazing what you can do.
20 prisoners have been through the program since it started. Prison chaplain Jenny Hayes has noticed a definite change.
A lot of them, I know from past experience, have been able to put some of this into practice back in the prison by walking away from conflict, but also when their families come to visit, they have got a new heart. They're a bit more vulnerable with their families, they're prepared to share a bit more with their families, and so they start to reflect upon how they might be different as human beings upon release.
Anybody else got anything to say?
Most of them will go to sleep in the car on the way back to the prison because they're exhausted mentally, physically, and I think even spiritually. There are other things happening for them.
Horses for Hope is proving to be particularly effective with troubled children.
Well done.
For a lot of the kids that we get in the program, or young adults, they've never trusted anybody in their life. They've been let down a lot. And so when they find a horse respect them and trust them, it's the first thing in their life that's ever trusted them. It's a big step.
Scaredy cat.
But and so it was important that you were able to actually
You want
be
a
nice and calm.
scaredy cat.
Yeah, but he's been hurt by people.
Isaiah is 11 years old.
The torch needs to stay.
He's had a rough past.
Yes. So you can see me better.
Isaiah has ADHD.
What was it like
You can see
helping?
He has trouble processing information
Chick
and is super sensitive to bright light, smells and sounds.
Yes, and I like Chicky Bam Bam.
Hey, did the practicing help, do you think?
Yes.
Practicing.
Isaiah's mum, Denise, fostered him when he was 3 months old.
At school. No practicing at school.
She adopted him and his sister Marie a few years later.
Coffee?
He's had lots of issues with frustration and anger over the years, lots of special needs. It's something a simple thing that he can't do, that he can't manage, and he will even just building something with toys or and often, gets angry if he can't do something he wants to do and you say no, you're not to do that. Well, he would immediately, have a major meltdown.
So far, Isaiah's had 6 sessions with Colin.
Now, I need to say that Isaiah finds sitting still for any length of time really difficult, okay? So Isaiah's been working on some stillness, but he's also been working on using some calmness, haven't you? He's been practising.
It'll be right.
This morning, Isaiah will be working with a new horse, Halo. The aim of the session is to give Isaiah practice in calming himself down.
Now, can you breathe between here and the gate? Good boy. Keep breathing. Now, when she's jumping around a lot, is she making you scared?
Yes.
Do you want me to start her first?
Yes.
Okay, why don't I go in?
Yep.
And you just wait here for me, okay?
Yep.
And I'll see if I can get her to calm down a little before you.
I'll lock you in.
Now, it may appear strange that Colin's putting Isaiah in the ring with a flighty horse, but there's method in his madness. Colin matches the horse with the human. It's a mutual calming down exercise.
Whoa. But nice and slow.
Good, nice slow jumping.
To keep Halo settled, Isaiah has to work hard, compose himself and calm down.
Good boy. Good boy.
To talk about, finding calmness or relaxation without some sort of physical way of actually going to that, it's just a foreign concept to kids. So in the horse yard, we show them a stance that is useful for dropping into a calm state.
Good boy.
And then we encourage them to use that elsewhere as well once they've successfully learned to use it in the horse yard.
Stop. And drop. Good boy. Now look up and see if you can put your hand on her forehead.
We then review the situation in the yard, what they were able to achieve, what they might have want to remember, the things they learned about themselves. And that's where the therapeutic conversations really take place.
What did you do with your scaredness when it got a bit higher and she was jumping like that?
Sort of good, sort of not good.
Yeah, what'd you do with it? What'd you do to put it away? Because you got it in the yard.
Relaxed.
How'd you relax? Tell me. Oh, you used that. Right.
He's learning to actually calm himself, so it makes it much more peaceful at home with him. Just mentioning to him, what would you do if you were with the horses? It just seems to click into place for him, and he's able to, you just see him breathing deeply and his shoulders, you know, come down, and he's in a much more relaxed state.
Remember, don't look him in the eye, but watch him to see how he's feeling.
Tail's flapping, what's that mean?
Oh my goodness.
Shit! He doesn't have to take so long.
Did we get that on camera?
So there's a lot of things in this that can enable someone going away smiling on the inside as well as the outside. And we often have parents and carers in tears as they watch the young people both succeed in what they're doing but do it from a position of the heart.
He might follow me all the way home.
He might.
We hope you enjoyed that story, and we're always keen to hear your thoughts. So I invite you to have your say on our Compass message board via our website abc.net.au/compass. Next on Compass. Hello there, Geraldine Doog at the Vatican. I've been watching history in the making, the election of the new Pope. Well, I think the scene tells it all. The white smoke absolutely billowing out of the chimney. The Romans started running as tradition befits. The bells began, and we have a Pope.
Francesco! Francesco! This is just the best theatre in the world. Here is the entire world depending on 115 men who are talking to us via a chimney.
White smoke, a new Pope. That's our special program next week on Compass. I hope you can join me.